Got some kale here. Sometimes food that's kind of gross will give you an adrenaline rush because it's so gross. And I think that's healthy for you. I think. I've been chugging 2 raw eggs every morning. And it's always so disgusting, but it like wakes me up. The adrenaline from how gross it is like a great way to start your day. And then you carry it on through in the middle of the day with a little bit of gross ass kale, just raw, just munching and crunching. What up, Caleb? What up, Ruby Jade? How's it going, guys? Norrad, I ain't no bot. Good to hear, Norrad. I'm sick of those bots. They're welcome. They're welcome around here, though. We welcome those bots, except certain bots. I had to check. I had to see if I had accidentally banned someone or someone, not me, but maybe, however it happened, someone might have been banned. So they asked me to double check. I never do it, so I didn't even know how to do it. But I figured out how you do it. You go through YouTube, privacy settings, check all this like banned accounts or something. And apparently I had at some point banned like 30 Sonic the Hedgehog accounts that were all bots. And they were all, I remember as soon as I saw it, they were all spelling like they were tagging N-I-G. And you know where this is going. But like a Sonic the Hedgehog account that just spells the N word is ridiculous. But apparently that's what I had to ban. Paul Sarch, what's up, man? Do you know the way? Yeah, so the campaign's doing quite good. Thank you everyone for the dopamine for the day. We got maybe a big dopamine checkpoint coming up. Well, I'm gonna screen share. I'll see if I can go an hour here because I don't really have anything planned. So sometimes these kind of streams are terrible, so they might be shorter. But I did want to check in. So yeah, almost 6,000, almost 6 backers from 100. If we hit 100 live tonight while I'm streaming here, that would be sweet. Anyone who hasn't backed yet, I'll cyberbully you so you can back it. Paulus, Caleb, I think Caleb has already. He knows the score. Make sure you guys got Grand Prix too. Just I finished fulfilling it. So the last batch I mailed out a few days ago, so some people might not have gotten them yet, but they'll be there in like a couple days. Paul says, currently catching on my Ethan's stream from earlier. Yeah, JDA interviewed Didio. That's cool. Didio seemed kind of cool. He seemed fine to me. Seemed like a cool New Yorker. There is something about New York and comics. Maybe I'm only just now realizing this, but I hung out with John's Long Box. He's a comic collector. He knows all the history of comics by heart because he's just been reading his entire life and collecting, and he has a ton of comics. And he's just like a fan. He is working on a comic to eventually do, but he's a fan, and he's like, 50s or 60 or whatever, like slightly older dude, and just been around, loved comics forever. He's from New York, and a few others, just like of the fans. There's like 5 of the super fans that know everything about comics. They're all from New York. And then obviously Marvel is in New York, so there's a lot of people, artists who draw from there, people who work. Didio's New York style though. You can hear it. And then the other thing we might do is some gosh darn chess puzzles, because who the hell gives a crap? Let's get vexed by some shitty chess puzzles. I'm Googling it and seeing if anything comes up. Maybe this one. Chess puzzles. 13 people watching. How's it going, everyone? I haven't finished my kale yet because I've been talking. It kind of becomes like cud. You know what cud is? It's like what cows chew. It's like the fibrous part of the grass that never actually does really get digested. And then they're digesting all the parts that do, but what's left over is the cud. Freaking kale has that. I'm like chewing on it. It's like bubble gum, but it's like super green and bitter. Train of puzzles, blah, blah, blah. Start. Where does it tell me the question? White to move. I guess I just have to pick the best move. This isn't as fun. What, like I could take the queen, right? Bam. Should I take that fool again? Hey, we got that right. That was too easy though. Let's see what's up. What you doing, you son of a gun? Bam. Let's see, let's do a few more. What's this business right here? I don't even know. Boom. Look at that. These are kind of easy. The other day was fun because they were hard. They didn't even make sense. You had to read the description, and they're like, this chess puzzle only works under certain new rules where blah, blah, blah. And you get super confused. Let me see if anyone's backed. Are you not entertained? Now we're still looking for 6 backers, I think, to get to 100. We'll see if we can do it by the time we get to an hour, because that's probably all this stream's going to be. I don't know if we're going to make it. It's okay, though. I was telling Jared, damn, I got such a big mouth of kale right now. I was telling Jared, though, that you just got to prepare yourself for it. It's so many sales, and then it does slow down. So you got to be cool with that. But I need to follow my own advice because I have been refreshing the email constantly, like all day. I'm like, you know what? If I just had a rule to just check it every morning, I'll slip into that rule. Maybe even tomorrow, maybe be able to. But so let me see about if I can find more chess things real fast. I don't know. I should have prepared better. Oops, I just spit some kale on the computer screen. There's some deer outside my window. Cool teen. Let me get to my laptop. Cool teen coming through in the clutch. No cyberbullying even necessary. Appreciate you if that's what you're implying. Otherwise, are you a bot? Do you come here? You some kind of bot? No, he's a real person. Yeah, I'm second guessing myself playing chess. I'm like, this is terrible. This is terrible. But and then I'm just munching on kale. I hope this isn't affecting sales negatively. I may send the link to Jared just for the heck of it. Although even that I'm second guessing because I'm like, this is so. I don't want to drag him into this. What's this called? A wreck of a live stream. I'm gonna go chug some pickle juice. Maybe we should look at some chess. We were looking at a few of these the other night. These were some of the things that there was some vexing going on here. I like a good vex. State of being vexed. I think we might have done this yesterday. Can you win the game in one move? You're playing white and it's your turn. Yeah, if the pawn takes that guy and turns into a knight, check. But it's funny, that's the only way. But we did that yesterday. So sorry. Let me see what we got. There was one site that was like it was actually there was some of the puzzles were pretty fun. Maybe it's these. They're purple, so it means I clicked on them. Here we go. Here's some crazy. This now I'm already vexed. Oh. A small curious table. Difficulty medium. What does this table represent? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's 5 by 5. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3. Good Lord, I have no idea. I'm so vexed right now. After I finish this, D-Berry says, I'm peaked. Hey, you're peaked? I'm vexed. Nice to meet you. This is my buddy Peaked. I'm graduating to carrots and hummus. Sorry, guys, this is sort of my dinner. I should have eaten and then went live. They say it's bad form, but I feel like if you're eating healthy food, it might be slightly more acceptable. Because people aren't really jealous, then they're like, oh, that sad sack. Look at that guy. Sure glad that isn't me right now. Richard Lucero, what's up, man? Richard, I think, is going to help run the eventual Narwhal eBay store. And I'm going to mail you, I'm ready to mail you a big package next week, I think, Richard. So I'll send you an email or something. We can chat. Even tomorrow, I think, or something like that. He goes, there's a lot of green-eyed characters in Hotel Story. That's true. And I went to Jared and I was like, do you think there's any lore to it? Because we didn't really because I was like thinking that could be fun if there's lore to it. But then I was like, oh, that's what do they call that? That's eugenics. So I'm like, yeah, I think it kind of was just the way it worked. We ended up just randomly more characters than average ended up with green eyes. And I'm like, leave it. We will not change it. We'll leave it. Cool teen. Something about the white squares being the sum of the surrounding grays. Oh, dang, that does look kind of like it. Two. Well, yeah, on the edge, that's it. 1. 0. 1, 2. The dark squares are distances to the center, like moves though, like 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So I'm pretty sure that's what the dark squares are. The white squares, they might be distances, what, from the edge? I don't know. 1, 1, 2, 3. But why couldn't you just go 1, 2? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Distances from the corners. 1, 2. No, that's 4. One, yeah, I wish I knew a better way to word it so we'd know that we're right. Because I know we're like we're pretty. This is what always happens with these is like you get them pretty much figured out, but you don't word it quite right, and then you hit the solution, and it's worded differently, but way more clearly, and so it still feels like you got it wrong because you're like, shit. Well, I didn't figure out the super clear way to put it. Carbon heat. This is riveting stuff, Narwhal. Thanks, Carbon Heat. The big cool stream was this morning. I recommend everyone check it out. It was fun. We did an intro with Jared, interviewed him and talked with him and stuff. He's the main artist on Hotel Story, or like basically the artist. And he and I are co-writers. And I'm a little bit like the editor kind of situation. But this book, um, partly because I have a collaborator. I feel a little bit more, and it's like even Jared is like he's the artist, the co-writer, he's the colorist. He did most of the layouts. Um, I feel more comfortable complimenting the book without like feeling weird about it. And yeah, this book, I'm like, I love it. I've read it like more and like without getting sick of it than any other book too. As we've been like editing, I still kind of read it a little bit every night because I enjoy it so much. But it's pretty much my favorite book. I was like, Grand Prix may eventually be my favorite book, but it's only 48 pages right now, and this one is 120, and it's like the first 120 pages is its own arc. It does kind of wrap up. It doesn't complete the story. There's going to be a part two, but it does like build to a cool climactic showdown, etc., etc. So highly recommend anyone who likes narwhal stuff. This is also a great one to jump in if it's even like a first time narwhal purchase. Um, but I think one thing I think kind of happens is I've been releasing so many books that I think some people, which rightfully so, everyone just kind of, because I do this with other people too, where you kind of just check in once a year and back a book or whatever. So there's a lot of people who like Narwhal who aren't yet Narwhal completionists, but they will be in like 4 years or something when they kind of catch up. And this is a great one where to check back in and with this book is a great one. So if like the last Narwhal book you read was like Earthbound 2 and you missed Nosferatu and the Shorts Compendium and Cerberus, because those are all great too. Eventually you should check those out. But um, another interesting thing I was thinking is once Hotel Story Part 2 comes out, Cerberus Part 2, then Earthbound 1 and 2 will be out, Foreign Agent, Nosferatu, the shorts. Actually, let me see if I can even count it on my hand. Earthbound 1 and 2, that becomes one full giant graphic novel story that reads like kind of like watching a movie. That's like the Narwhal style, kind of a good movie too, because if it's a bad movie, that's like a shitty Netflix pitch. We all know that that's terrible. But if it's a good movie, that's like kind of hard. It already kind of stands out if you can pull that off. And Earthbound kind of is like that. So Earthbound, Foreign Agent is also kind of like that, and they're both over 200 pages. These are big, kind of long graphic novels that read very smooth. The art style kind of feels like it moves when you're reading it. Um, so those Nosferatu's shorter, but also a really cool singular book. Then Cerberus will be complete, and then Hotel Story. So it'll be five, and then the Shorts Compendium, if you count that, which is awesome, and it almost in my own head gets like not a bad rap. It's like I want it to get its second day in the sun at some point, but because it was kind of the first campaign right when the economy slowed down a little bit, so it ended up selling 500, whereas like I think Nosferatu sold 900. So the Shorts Compendium, not as many. That's when like a lot of the people who like, even though they like back Narwhal books, they kind of missed that one. And people will eventually catch up more on that one, and it will, like, I think it will kind of have its time in the day. But having six like 200-page plus, most of them are 300 pages, uh, like these full graphic novels, starting to build a body of work that could almost be like compared to as like this is like a full, thesis statement of what I'm bringing to the table or whatever. People could treat it more like, I don't know, they could like look more into my psyche or something, which is, I don't even know if that's a good thing. But that'll be a cool checkpoint when those are done though. That'll be a point where I will think about like trying to pursue some more attention from like either animation or video games, maybe with some of these IPs or something new, or some publishing or some further steps with self-publishing. Like I was even thinking I would almost even like just figure out the diamond stuff myself and just like, if I could afford it, you can invest whatever, 10 grand. I don't know if it might be a little more, even might be 20 grand, but there were times where I could have afforded that. I can't anymore really, but all it takes is one hit and then you're a little bit in the green and then you can make some of these decisions. So I'm like, yeah, I'll distribute through Diamond myself. That doesn't seem that crazy. Uh, you just have to front all the books or whatever and have maybe a little marketing budget. I'm not sure. Fund My Comic is they're starting a diamond distribution situation, and their thing is 32 pages for $6. And the problem is a lot of my books don't break down that way. They're all a little over 32. Like the first issue of Earthbound, where it kind of has to be this many, it's 36 pages. And they're pretty strict. Like to get started, they don't want to mess with they don't want very simple controlled variables, 32 pages. And that idea is that it's kind of a comic and a half for $6. So it's like you can charge a little more, but it's not crazy. And then you get that some of the extra page count. Cool Teen says, Narwhal completionists, rise up. Someone sell me a cave slave flappy. Speaking of that, Cool Teen, I am gonna open an eBay store, I think with Richard, and I'm going to try and get him at least 10 of everything to start and just see like, so it's not like those will go super fast. They might sell out, but it might take like a month or 6 months or a year even. And then those 10 copies of people just randomly wanting it and picking it up would sell out. But so there will be an opportunity for anyone who wants to play catch up will be able to do that with all the different books. Caleb, I've got more books from you than from EVS. A lot of good comics came out this year. Yeah, it's true. There is some good stuff out there, and it is kind of fun. The era we're living in. It is like, what's it going to look like with hindsight's 2020 when we're looking back on it? I noticed when I was listening to the Dan DiDio interview, he has all these stories of like interacting with Jim Lee and where they're like talking about stuff. And I was thinking like, well, or he'll say, some of them are like, or Ethan had the story where Dan DiDio yelled at him on the phone and stuff. These are all like kind of epic, fun, legendary stories. And part of it is the people involved. So it's like DiDio and Ethan and Jim Lee. But I'm like, I think we might have some of that when we're looking back. Like, it'll just be like, I don't know what the stories would be. Like, there's one between me and Ethan is how the Narwhal name came from, which he perpetuates that too because he gets a kick out of it. It like tickles him just as much as it does me. But it was when I first came on his channel, it was my YouTube account was Narwhal Books. It wasn't my name, but it just populated to the screen. And he goes, so do I call you like Narwhal or something? And I was like, yes. But I don't know why I said that. But then from ever after that, I've been Narwhal. And so that's like, I might tell that story when I'm 80 or something. If the world doesn't end, which is probably not, and if AI doesn't really make shit super weird, who knows? All that world end stuff is supposed to happen by 2030. So I'm always like wondering, like, and what's funny is Mark Millar, he wrote American Jesus. It's kind of all about that. It's all about Agenda 2028 is like being the Antichrist agenda, which I don't think he would admit that he actually believes that, but he had to be kind of based just to know that, just to be able to write that. You know what I mean? Which is awesome. And I read it, I'm like, dude, this is like might as well be real. But it's about in well, I don't want to give spoilers away. So how do I do this without spoilers? I'm not gonna don't worry, I'm not gonna spoil anything. But well, I was gonna say this is not spoiler, so don't worry about it, but there's a way that life goes on in that scenario that may or may not happen. That's it's on the table as a possibility, and I won't even say what it is. But it's like that, just that idea that of trying to imagine life after 2030, where supposedly that is kind of like full blown Book of Revelation, the Antichrist system being in place with everyone having a computer chip where you can't do business unless you have the mark of the beast, uh, be that a computer chip or a vaccine with the DNA changing kind of stuff or whatever. You know, right now, supposedly, it's not even supposedly, this is true, and it's annoying. I don't know, annoying is not the right word, but it's Bill Gates. He's creating mosquitoes that will pass vaccination to people to populations without them even knowing it. And they call it a vaccination. You're like, dude, they could pass disease if they wanted. They could pass. And the thing they're trying to create with the mRNA is like this container for the DNA. So they could totally mess with you a lot down the line as they get better with that technology. It's funny. It's one of those things like, so I could almost see the side that's excited about it because it's a little bit like nukes. It's like the technology is kind of impressive, but it can so easily be super negative. And you're like, what even would be the positive use? I don't even know like what it would be exactly. But supposedly there's some positive use. Caleb, I think humans have this fetish with the end. I mean, we've evolved to fight to live longer than time, reproduce, and populate. Yeah, everyone always kind of thinks they're living in the end times. But I've thought about that and I was like, yeah, but someone would, if they all say that, one of them would be right. And it's like, what if it's us? Our shit lines up more with Book of Revelation than any of those other people. DLA, what's up, man? Oh, yeah, the Mayan calendar. That's true. Alex Withrow, the issue for me is the shipping costs. I'm paying more in postage than the cost of the books. Buying several titles at a time is my preference. Yeah, Alex, are you in Australia? Because that's where it's the worst. Or I mean, it's not even great in England, but um, yeah. Because what I might try and do at some point too is like, again, it might be a little bit of a shorter one, but it would be one big catch-up tier, um, where all my books are available, and just see. They might have to be the thing too. Then, like for example, the shorts. Right now, it's weird. Printing costs are pretty high, and the shorts is 164 color pages. And if you don't order in bulk, because then if you order in bulk, the price goes down a little bit. But even then, it's like pretty expensive. It's $20 per book. To what for the shorts to print, and then to ship it is like $10, and then including like the box and shit. That's domestic, so that's like $30 already. So then you're like, what do I charge 40? I guess charge 40 or something, and like or charge 35 and 5 shipping might get you a little bit of that profit that you need. But I think that might be what Eric July is charging for ISOM, which ISOM it is like a double issue. You know, it's like two 48-page issues or even a little more. And yeah, or even two 64-page issues, because a 64-page issue going for 25, people don't particularly balk at that, even though that is a premium price. So paying 35 for something like that. D-Berry, good gene therapy for them. poison for the rest of us. Caleb says, people have been thinking that forever. That's true. But I still think it's funny. It's that everyone's been thinking that. But still, someone would be right at some point. And like, why not us? But then everyone thinks that. I know, but then it goes on forever. I have questions about the hotel story tiers. Is there a tier that gets me the secret perk mini comic and the making of book? Yeah, you can get the making of as an add-on, Dale. So if you get the secret tier and then it gives you the option for the add-on and just select that, that's the way to do it. Alex says, I'm in New Zealand. Yeah, it's the same to New Zealand as it is to Australia. So yeah, sorry for your loss. I'll if you ever want, I could do something with you too, Alex. If there's like, you might have a fair amount of my books, I don't know, but if you ever want to get multiple books, we could figure it out behind the scenes too. So I don't know if you're on Twitter, but DMing me is the easiest way to, if you ever wanted to do something like that. I was gonna say what New Zealand makes me think is I've been watching. I went down this rabbit hole all about spiders, and so a lot of it is about Australia because they have a bunch of spiders down there. But then it made me think of New Zealand. I was like, is New Zealand infamous for spiders or anything? Alex Withrow, do you have any what is New Zealand? I know they're famous for Lord of the Rings, and they're famous for very beautiful landscapes and mountains, and they're kind of like Australia, like they kind of sound like Australia. And they have kind of a Canadian-esque government with the New World Order and the lockdowns being super insane and stuff. So I know all that, but is there anything other identifying things about New Zealand? But that's my question. And then I'm going to rant a little bit about spiders because I saw a spider in my place one night as I was going to bed, gargantuan like house spider, like pretty creepy, really big, just sitting there. And I did whack him and kill him, and I kind of was like haunted by that experience because I do have arachnophobia, or I kind of have it slightly less after watching like 4 hours of YouTube videos about spiders. That's funny that kind of helps it. But and one of the things I watched was I think he might have been like a wolf spider, like the house. Anyway, I'm pretty sure he was kind of a nice spider. He was just big and creepy as all heck. But a lot of the YouTube videos, they show you it's maybe not, it's like, don't do this with every spider, but a lot of the spiders, they like literally won't bite you unless you like are accidentally squishing them because you stick your foot in their in a boot or your hand in a glove. So that's still something to kind of worry about. But if they're like crawling on your hand, they will never bite you. And part of what they talk about is that they're actually pretty smart, and they're invertebrates, which I think we know like way less about, partly because we aren't invertebrates. And they mentioned that some of the smartest invertebrates that we know about is squid and octopus, or maybe just octopus even. But I think squid and octopus both very smart. But spiders, one of the cool things about them, and specifically, it's a couple of the types of spiders. The one that's the smartest is the jumping spider, and they have the biggest. They have 8 eyes, but 2 of them are really big right in the front. So they're actually cute. If you look at them, they're like legitimately cute, and they have like straight up personalities, and like they're awesome. But what they said is that their brains can actually have one brain cell do 2 things, where our one brain cell can only do one thing. And then there's something like, I think it's just called neurons, I think. And we have like 8 billion neurons. We have the highest by far. And like a dog or something has like 300,000. I might have made that up, but just by comparison, it's like exponentially lower. And then of course they can't do as much good stuff. But like a real good brain, part of what you can do with it is have good senses, is like a big part of what you're trying to do. And that's one thing spiders have. The jumping spiders have really good eyesight. And just for their tiny brain to create a system to have great eyesight is like super impressive. And then what they can do with that information is also kind of impressive. But they said the fact that their brains, that it's so small, but the brain cells can do more than one thing. And I was like, that for some reason that made me really like jumping spiders. That's like a really cool feature. And that's like what if humans had that? That would be like absolutely insane if humans had brain cells that could do more than one thing. Um, Catch up with the chat real fast. Xena and Hercules. Yeah. New Zealand's pretty good wildlife wise. Not too many things about out to get you. But yeah, we had Jacinda Ardern. Yeah, she's that lady who shut everything down. She's part of the satanic cult, the Antichrist. We're basically like most other Western countries. Crap. Got some spicy hummus in my throat. You know how that goes. Oh, you know who I'm going to send the link to real fast? Aldion. It just made me think of him because he's so 1 second while I do that. But I'm just going to go like another half hour. But Aldion said that spicy, super spicy food, one of the reasons people like it is because on your body's response to it, it actually doesn't hurt your body at all, but it makes your body think that it got hurt. So it releases a lot of I don't know if it's dopamine or what. It releases some kind of like, thing that sort of gets you high. But it's like when you're a kid, if you remember, I don't know if you guys remember this, but if you scrape your knee, you'd cry. But at some point, for some weird reason, it would start to feel good instead of feel bad, like your knee. And I've said that before, and I think people didn't get it, but I swear that's a real thing. And or like speaking of like spicy stuff, I've been maced once in my life. Got maced by a bouncer at a bar over some bullshit too. But so it was the worst pain I've ever felt in my life. But I do remember after about an hour, when the pain started to subside, it felt really good for about half an hour, or maybe not that long, but there was a weird twilight zone where it actually felt good. And it was kind of like that sort of is even the relativity of it, because it had been so bad for so long that just when it starts to subside, that just feels really nice. So that could be part of it. Oxytocin, endorphins. I think that is what it is. Cop the secret perks. Sounds like I'll be on the EB next week. Nice. Thanks, Cool Teen. Sweet. You should eat some Atomic Heat buffalo wings. The heat is noise. Yeah, I can handle that stuff sort of, but it is spicy. And then when you watch Hot Wings, you guys ever seen that interview show? It's pretty funny. Like it actually does like mess with people's minds a little bit. I wonder if that's some like the endorphins almost. Like it is your body thinking it's been seriously injured and reacting, and you get like drunk almost. And I don't think I could avoid that. I think everyone goes in being like, I can eat spicy food, but as soon as they give you the most spicy, you're like, I lied, I can't do that. Yeah. So what's this freaking puzzle here? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. I just don't get why. But if we could just say this rule. So who knows? But we'll say that the black squares are the distance from the middle square, and the white squares are the distance from the edge. No, that still is kind of weird. One. Maybe can it be like reversed or something? Well, yeah, like 1. So it's 4 minus 1. 4 minus 1, 2, 3. I kind of think that's sort of what it is. So 1, 1, 1, 1. 4 minus 1 is 3. 1, 2, 3. 4 minus 3 is 1. So the white squares are the distance from the middle square subtracted from 4. And the black squares are the distance from the middle square. But what does it represent? I think that's how is that what it represents? What does it represent? You could say it represents the movement of a piece or something. Like 1 is the movement from 0 for knights. 4 is for bishops. I don't know. 2 is for queen. So you could say something like that. Let's just see what they say. Show me the solution. Whatever. Is it broken? One comment. You need calculus to solve it. Yeah. Moves to the center. The cheapest number of moves. Yeah. What? So there's no comment. I'll go back. I think it was just being slow. Open up. Open sesame. We ran into this problem yesterday. I'm vexed. We can't solve it because or we can't see the solution because there is none. These sites are not very well organized, if I do say so. So that's not even reading as a link, is the thing. Plus solution. But it shows that it's a click, but then you can't go open a new tab or anything. What if we reload the entire? Well, we might just move on. Vexed. I'm vexed. Switch the knights. I think we've seen this one. Switch positions, white knight's position. What is the least number of moves required to do this? Yeah, that one seems like annoying. Chessboard. You have unlimited number of knights, bishops, rooks, and kings. What is the biggest number of pieces, any combination, you can place on a chessboard so that no piece is attacked by another one? Knights, bishops, only knights, bishops, rooks, and kings. We could sort of try this. I wish we had a. See this one. It looks like there is a solution you can click on. If you put, I don't think you'd want to use like rooks at all because they would always threaten a bunch of shit. You could pack a bunch of knights on there, and a sort of a bunch of bishops, maybe. But the knights and then kings. It'd be better to look at a chessboard when you do that one. I'm like, should I try and pull up my drawing program and we'd like draw it? I think that would take too long. Should we click on the solution or should we just move on? This represents the number of moves a horse can do in chess, starting from 0 at the center. That's the one you're talking about up here. Yeah, but then I don't get what 3 means. If you're 3, you can move here, 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 here. It has one comment. Maybe the comment will answer it. Taking forever to load to the site. And then it doesn't even show what was said. This is the worst website I've ever seen. Oh, here we go. We do not know where this puzzle originated from. If you have any information, please let us know via email. Wait, that's not the comment, is it? Maybe that's the freaking comment. No, that should be the comment. I'll tell these people, they don't even know the answer. I'm like, yo, I know the answer. Oh, I see what Gray Fox is saying. He's saying to get here, the horse would have to move 3 times. So the horse can move there, then 2, then 3. And then does that work for 4? Yeah, for 4. Boom. 1, 2, 3, 4. That is the answer. What you just said, guaranteed. That's a cool way to put it. So I guess we got that one solved, even though the freaking website doesn't do anything. Chessboard madness. I'm going to move on from that one. That's too crazy. Pinned men. The following game is played under very specific rules. No pinned piece checks the opposite king. How can white mate black in 2 moves? See, that's another. This one's hilarious because it's confusing as all heck. But no pinned piece checks the opposing king. That's like a rule. Because I was like, wait a minute, this guy's already in checkmate, I think, here. But because this knight is pinned by this rook, that doesn't count. So then they're saying, so what should you do then? And I looked at the answer yesterday. So it's that you move this pawn up, and it's threatening this queen will checkmate him there. And the only thing he can do then is like try and block it with the rook. And you just take the rook. But you could try and protect the pawn, but then something happens because it's pinned or whatever. Then this becomes unpinned, and then you can check with that. Something like that. What's this one say? White to play mate in 20 moves? I don't think so, buddy. I don't think we're going to think ahead 20 moves. Come up, what's up? Chess piece. Can you add all 16 black pieces on the board? No. Too much. I just want a simple, fun puzzle. Look at this bull cricky. I'm vexed right now. White to play and force the black queen to d3. Oh, okay. Well, that's not that crazy, I think. Whatever. Maybe we'll try it. Oh, it says advanced. So you want him to move here. So your first move has to be here, because that's the only spot that will let him move there. Then you want him to move there, but cut off there, and there. So then you move your queen there. Then he would have to move here. And then how to get him to move to the last spot, that's kind of hard. Maybe that's why this puzzle is hard. What would you do then? You were here. I don't know. If you could move. It's funny, you would actually want to stay here, and then he would have to keep moving there. But you can't just stay in one spot. So you could move here, but then he could move there. And then you'd want to be here, but yeah, so maybe there is a better way to do it. So what if you moved What if you moved here? He moves here. Well, shit, it's still a little. I don't even know if my last move worked. He moves there. He moved there. You want him to move there. Because he would take you if you move there. There. Move there. If you move here, no. If you move here, check. You can move there or there. I think you want to do it where you can only move one spot. D2, but then after D2, I think B1 queen's got him in one move. B1. Yeah. Because you want to get white to play and force black king to D3. What if you go ring around the rosy kind of thing? If you go two. What if you go here? He has to go there. Then you go here. He has to go here. Then you go here. He goes there. You go here. I don't know. Maybe this is Noel a chess streamer now? We're streaming chess brain teasers and getting vexed constantly. We're almost at an hour. 25 people watching. How's it going, everyone? If anyone in the chat can solve it. So Johnny says B1, B2. B1. I think B1 makes it so that the king can't even move. So then it's a stalemate. You got to leave him a spot to move is the problem. B1, A2, B2. Yeah, I'm pretty sure B1 doesn't work. I think I like the first move being maybe D2. If that forces him to be B3. And then you could go, but then I don't know what you do then. Then you go. Oh, you'd go here. Okay, we're going to solve this. So you go D2. He has to move there. Then you go here to C. Well, is this maybe I already. This is. Never mind. Never freaking mind. If you go here, though, then he could move there is the only spot. And I don't think that's what we want. But then you'd go here. Then he would have to go there. So then it could be like a ring around the rosy thing. Then you go here. He'd have to go there. Then you go here. No, then you go. So at that point, they would be switched. So if the king is here and the queen's here, how do you get him to there from that point? You could go, if you go here, maybe, then if you go here, if you go like that, then he can't go. But he could go there. It's the problem. You could go here. Then he could go there or there is the problem. All these other ones, he only has one move. Queen to there. Boo, boo, boo. Tanky says, queen to C1, king to B1. Queen to C1. Here's from where we are here. You're saying, I think, here. King to B1. Brenzy Ben says, queen to D1. D1. The only thing, sorry, the goal isn't to get checkmate, Benzy Ben. The goal, we have to get the black king to here. So we're actually trying to not checkmate him. It's kind of weird. We're trying to like hurt him. Oh, he goes, never mind, just read the objective. Space Monkey. D2, A2, B2. What is this? Let's look at it. This is kind of fun. D2. See, I like D2 as a first move. King would have to move there. Then A2. See, the problem with A2, then the king would just take your queen, I think. We had something going where it's kind of like playing Ring Around the Rosie with the king, where yeah, it's D2, he goes there. Then what was it? What was our second move? Then it was like it might have been like moving here. So he's there. He can't move here. He could move there though. That doesn't really do anything. Oh, then you move here. Then again he only has one move. Anytime he only has one move, that's good. So then he moves there. Then you move here. Well, that might actually put him in. Yeah, then he only has one move when he moves here. Then you move here. And he has one move when he only moves here. So we can do enough moves to swap them and get the king right there and you're right here. But then it's like, how do you freaking get him? If you go you can go here, but then he could go there. Actually, maybe that is the move. So then he goes there, and you go here. Then he would go there. No. Oh, I know what you do. I know what you do. Check this out. This is crazy. So you know what you do for your last move? You move your queen to this spot and put him in check. So he has to take your queen. And then he's in D3 after that. So yeah, so I think that's the solution. So the solution is D2, then C1, then C3, then A3, then D3. Benzy Ben. He doesn't have to take the queen. Yeah, he does, because he'll be in check, so he has to. Wait, yeah, I think he has to. Or maybe you're right. Maybe he doesn't. Shit, you're right. Crap. It's too late. The internet would not let you order pizza. Boom, boom. You move there. Yeah, but like I think he would just take your queen. I'm pretty sure. I don't know. What it let's will the solution? It's another one where it's like broken and we can't click on it. Gosh dang. I might try opening it in a new browser. Let me see if or a different browser. Yeah, it's still being weird. This is all weird. Then you scroll down and then it's normal down here. Solution. Yeah, it's still busted. Hotel story. Why doesn't he have to take the queen? I think he can move away out of check rather than just kill the queen. I think I am on the Firefox train. That's the one that's. Oh, you're right. No, I've been using freaking Google. Yeah, I will mess around with Firefox. Where was the. What is this? Oh, this is the old window from last stream about stuff. Which three numbers have the same? Now we're just like completely changing. Space Monkey, we'll never know. I know. That's weird. That's so stupid. Which three numbers have the same answer, whether they are added or multiplied together? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it is. I bet you it's 1, 2, 3. You answer. Oh, hell yeah. Oh, bam. Look at that. What's this? 3 words, purple, orange, and silver, have something unique in common besides being all colors. What is that? Purple, orange, and silver have something unique. Oh, they all can't be rhymed with. That's my guess. They have no rhyming words or whatever. Shall we see? You can't find any words in the English language that rhymes. A bam. Napoleon would ask this of his generals. If they got it right, he would promote them, and if they got it wrong, he would behead them. I know it. You know, there was something. There's like a legend for a while in the early days. They said they made like Google employees take these kind of brain teaser questions, and one of them is like, how do you fit a square into a round hole or whatever? I remember that bull crap. Space Monkey's like, no, purple nurple. Yeah. Rachel Green, living in one of an East Coast state of the U.S., was talking to Monica Geller, who was living in a West Coast state of the U.S. Rachel, what time is it? Monica, wow, it is the same time here. How is this possible? Is this like a dumb trick question? Like they live there, but they were visiting each other? Was talking. Difficulty 4-star. I don't know. Chat, do you have any ideas on this one? It could be some weird freaking airplane thing. What's the one time with the clock that shit's the same, even though, because usually they're 3 hours apart. Wow, it's the same time here. How is this possible? Monica is stupid. Yeah, I'm just thinking this one. Let me see. Uh, oh dang, we did get some backers, you guys. I wonder if someone, since I've been streaming, it's gone up like 10. That's crazy. I mean, much appreciation if anyone in the chat back and to everyone, obviously. But I wonder if it got shouted out on a live stream or something. But that's amazing. Yeah, we're doing good. How do we solve this one though? What the frick is this bull crap? What time is it? Wow, it's the same time here. Pizza time. She's like, it's dinner time. And one of them, the call was coming from inside the house. My guess is that it's like dinner time, and one of them's eating a late dinner, and the other one's eating an early dinner. Or Benzie Ben, or they're both in Florida. That's kind of funny. That's so dumb. I got a feeling this one is going to be like enraging when we see the answer. Let's see. View answer. What? This is stupid. The conversation taking place in DST, where there's a gap of approximately 1 hour in one of the city. Daylight savings time. Oh, please. That's the worst. Which is heavier, milk or cream? What the frick is that one? Do you guys have a guess on that? It feels like that's a trick question. I want to say cream is heavier. But cream's got to be, right? Dang, I'm not sure if I should sip this coffee or not. It might keep me up. Space Monkey says milk. If it's a trick question, it would be milk. So let's say milk. Milk. The cream comes to the surface, and hence milk is heavier than cream. Oh, well, that does make sense. Calling. I'm almost getting over it. I was enjoying these questions when I was able to solve them, and now I hate them. Calling 2 as 10 riddle. When do we call 10 while looking at the number 2? What is that? Thank you, Frank. Get Mark Miller to interview you. Yeah, that'd be sweet, but I don't think that is going to happen. But just the odd email exchange is like the most badass shit. It's just cool he does that. When do we call 10 while looking at the number 2? I don't know. This is already annoying me. What would it be? 2. What if we had to solve this to get out of Golem's cave or we're screwed? Napoleon's going to chop our head off. Benzedin says a clock. Bro, you just solved that shit hard. Delay. I didn't particularly like Nightclub. I haven't read it yet. I do want to read it, but one thing about Millar is he does a little bit of everything. So, yeah, it is. It is in the realm of possibility that he would do something that doesn't quite land with some people. I've talked to some people that don't like Nemesis. Nemesis is insane, and it's like deliberately insane. It's kind of awesome. He could discover you. I think you know who kind of like that. Yeah, like people. Your boy Zach kind of gets credit for that, and he since he already did that, and that was what made Mark Millar kind of me get on his radar. So, but that is a funny thing that some people like that, including me. Like I kind of feel like I discovered Jared Jewell a little bit, and even a little bit like Brendan Swan. I work with him a lot and pump his book a lot. I love his book, but I feel like I'm his guy. I'm like the first guy to really pump him up. And I do like being that guy for certain people when it clicks just right. and I have had those kind of people in the past. It's kind of been your boy Zach is the main one, which because that did like change my life. I quit my day job because of that. 27 people watching. How's it going, everyone? Back hotel story. Let's do this. We got some kind of fun brain teasers going on here. Some of these are like annoying me, but count minutes in February. What? No, I don't want to do that. Unpopular vegetable riddle. There is a vegetable that is very unpopular on the boat. Can you name it? What? I don't even know. What would it be? Benzie, Ben, you've been good at these. You got anyone for this one? This says humor. That's a clue. Very unpopular on the boat. I don't know. Oh, geez, look at that. A leak. You guys are hilarious. You guys, 3 people got it all at the same time. Benzie Ben does get credit for writing it first, but I bet you all wrote it at the exact same time. Oh, he goes, that's why I put it in quotes. Yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to shoot it down or anything. It is an interesting concept. Oops. A rock group cannot sing trivia. I know a rock group of 4 men that do not sing. Do you? I don't know. Mario and Luigi? That's only 2. Sonic and Knuckles. A rock group humor. Is it another, like, it's like 4 statues or something? Mount Rushmore. Dale A got it. Guaranteed. Ba-bam! Look at that. The Pacific Quick Riddle. Balboa discovered. I just know this is going to be a terrible one. What is the largest ocean before that? I'm going to scroll down. Oh, it looks like that's it. Logic, maths, humor, mystery, puzzle tags. Let's try some of these. Logic was fun, and maybe some maths. We'll just do one of these. 1 equals 2, 2 equals 10, 3 equals 34 equals 68. What the crap? You guys know this one? I'm going to think about it for a second. 1 equals 2. 2 equals 10. 3 equals 30. 4 equals 2 times 5 times 2. 2 times 5 times 2. 3 times 5 times 2. 4 times 5 times 2. 3 1 times 2 plus 3 times 2 equals 7. 4, 3. 3 times 5 times 2. What? 4 times 5 times 2. Nope. 2 times 5 times 2. 2 times 5 times 2. 1 time. I don't know. Formula is A. What's that symbol in the middle of that 3 mean? Plus A. Something 3 to the third power. Oh, yeah, to the power. So 1, 1, 1 plus 1, 2, 4. Dude, I think you're right. So nice. Good call. Benzie Ben getting this shit. We got he's a, what do you call it? A MVP. But what is 5 to the third or whatever? 5 times 5 times 5 is 125 plus 5. So it's 130. I think. Bam! Benzie Ben. Got that shit. We'll do one more. These are still kind of fun. If 8 divided by x equals 160, what is the value of x? It'd be really small. Maybe 0.5. No. 0.05. Yeah, it's this one. Volume. Okay, enough math. Or wait, we can confirm, right? It's C though. Bam. Mystery puzzles. Difficulty 5 stars. Can you find the mother of the 2 children? Holy shit. Sorry, let me close it so you guys can see the whole image. My kids. My kids. My kids. Well, she has orange hair and the kids have orange hair, but are they going to do some weird trick? Like the kids have been branded on their shoulders. She's got a tattoo. She's got ice cream. They're working on a sand castle. She has a baby bottle. They're too old for baby bottle milk, maybe. So we can like knock them out of it. She's got a tattoo. And then she's got this red mark, a birthmark. They have birthmarks. She's got marks. Yeah, some people. Space Monkey says Mom 3. Why Mom 3 though? Because I'd be inclined to guess that too. I guess. That's funny. From the chat. It's the Burnett. That's 3 too. Everyone's guessing 3. But tell me why, guys. I'm just curious. Because they look super white trash, and she looks white trash. She's got ice cream cones, and they're playing in the sun, so that fits. Like she went to get ice cream. But why she's saying my kids, I don't get it. But we judge her because she has a tattoo. Redhead is the babysitter. I think the middle one might be the babysitter. Oh, yeah. Like maybe they're all their kids, but they're different roles. So she's the babysitter, they're her kids. She's the mom, they're her kids. What is she? She's something weird though. She's got the baby bottle. I don't know why she's saying my kids. But the hair matches, so honestly, she could be her. but they're too old for the baby bottle. Can you find the mother of the two children? I don't know that identical birthmarks are genetic. She has 2 ice cream cones. I mean, that's a good That's a good piece of evidence. The redhead is the baby's. Oh, the babysitter. Yeah, but that what throws me off there is this milk bottle. But that nevertheless feels like that kicks her out of the competition. They also kind of look like they're twins. I don't know if that somehow. Who's the mother? We could just guess 3 and see what it says. But then it's definitely annoying if you're wrong. It's like really sad. It's gonna be so sad if we're wrong, guys. You answer. The lady on the far right has the same mark on her upper arm as the 2 boys, and she also has 2 ice cream cones. Okay. Sweet. I guess we kind of overthought it, but we did get it right, so that feels great. Dopamine. Take that dopamine and maybe back Hotel Story if you haven't. Have a look at sweet ass Hotel Story. Here's Hotel Story. Yeah, we're having a great first day. It's like I think it's over 6K now. It'll probably go up a little bit while I sleep, which is always nice. And yeah, we'll see where we get. It's funny, it's like this is in the trilogy of books that I invested in, kind of from the success of Earthbound 2. That was when I did have like pocket change after that to reinvest back into comics. So I hired Monica McCagney to draw Cerberus, and I hired a kind of a bunch of people and put the shorts collection into production. And then I hired Jared and we put this book into production. So it's those 3, and they all turned out great. But yeah, so this is another one that it kind of has to make hopefully a certain amount of money to pay me back for my investment. And then on this one, me and Jared are splitting it 50-50. So I think the point where the train keeps a rolling and we can kind of relax a little bit is 20 thou. But it would be nice if it's actually a fair bit higher, like 30 would be really nice. 40 would be pretty amazing. 40 would be basically like kind of like as good as it gets. Anything above that is gravy. And then it gets like reinvested, and me and Jared, we reinvest some stuff together. We kind of got our own like production company going with animation and stuff like that. But yeah, the train keeps a rolling. So it's nice. Like the faster we can get to 20K or get close to it, get in striking distance, that's always like just a little weight off your chest because you're always a little nervous about that stuff. Jimmy Reyes, what's up, man? How's it going, Jimmy? Jimmy, thanks for streaming earlier this morning with me. The title on this book is really cool. Effin says, thanks. Jared did that and he drew it by hand with he used guides, I think, or just like rulers within Clip Studio, but you can set it to not, to do it by hand so it doesn't clip to the ruler, to be like a very digital straight thing. Yeah, he's got a great design sense. And we talked a little bit about that this morning. Like he's kind of untrained or self-trained, but he definitely has just great instincts. Richard Kale says, add some higher 100 plus to boost the campaign. I thought about that, but I couldn't think of anything. But we added the making of, so you can get the trilogy. And, that's like a nice big, and that's honestly a pretty good deal. And if you get that, that's kind of a fun one for everyone to get. But I'd be open to it even now, just thinking about it for a second. But the question is, what would it be? Like maybe some original art, some drawings of Salome or something. Maybe we could try that. If we do that, it might be like mid-campaign. We'll release some original art or something. I don't know. But for part 2, that's a big one where there will be an opportunity for people to back at kind of like the collector level. You know what I was really remembering too? Someone was selling just on Twitter they were selling Christmas tree ornaments. And I was like, and it wasn't comics related, but I was like, dude, I would love to release a Christmas tree ornament. And obviously, it would only be for sale really during Christmas, I guess. But I'm like, that somehow felt right up my alley. I'm like, Narwhal merch, Christmas tree ornament. Let's do it. But maybe like a Salome Christmas tree ornament. But so part two, it's gonna be fun because it's gonna be part one you can buy, part two you can buy, then you can buy the hardcover of them combined, and that will be like collector's edition. It might be $60 for just the one giant book, 300-page book hardcover. And then the making of, and then we're also going to sell the script, kind of like I did with Cerberus. So if you get the everything tier, it will be like, I don't know, in the hundreds, or I mean like 150, between 100 and 200, and a lot of good stuff. But we don't really have, this is still kind of the warm up to that, because we're just a lot of this one is to help make things go a little more smoothly for the production of part two. But you know what else? Jared is pretty fast. And this one of the things that kind of slowed it down was we were learning as we were going, we were iterating a ton, but we kind of got the groove by the end. And I'm like, I think we're in the groove for the entirety of part two. So it will go quite fast. And actually, a kind of cool side note is I feel like we work pretty good together, and we have pretty good like creative chemistry. And so, and we've been speeding up and going a little faster. So I was like, we might be able to fit in another project. And if we do, it's going to be Naked Samurai. And where me and Jared, where he'll be, and that one will be almost reversed a little bit, where he'll be assisting me. And it won't have 3D backgrounds. It might have a little more like Nosferatu style, semi-minimalist. But then I wanted to bring on a dude who helped me with the shorts compendium. Shoot, he's awesome, dude. I can't think of his name right now. Facundo Ezekiel. And actually, kind of the way like Cerebus did with Gerard, where Gerard was like drew all the backgrounds, and then Dave Sim drew all the characters. We would bring on Facundo to kind of do the details of the background. It's the kind of thing like at first it might be weird, but we would get in a groove too, and that could get looking really good for not that much, not that expensive per page, and not that slow. Like, because I do like the fast pace, I like fast production. And then so we could get the entirety of the Naked Samurai graphic novel, because there is a fully written script that it'd be another 300-page comic that's like watching a movie when you read it kind of thing. But we can maybe do that. We would have to do it in parts 1 and 2. We could do part 1 like 150 pages in like, whatever, like, I mean 3 months maybe, which is insane, but we could honestly maybe do that. And that would be like super cool. So we might try and do that next year. Crystal McGee, what's up? Crystal, thanks for helping me launch it this morning. I appreciate it a lot. And I'll have you back on my channel again anytime soon or whatever. It was fun closing out the Indiegogo for the Good Night too. We did that on my channel with Crystal like a month or so ago. That was a good time. That was fun. Yeah. So we've kind of just been hanging out. I keep thinking the stream is gonna end, but then it is kind of fun to do these brain teasers. So maybe we can look at like one more, maybe. Let me see what we got. Chess. We'll go back to chess for one. White starts, oh, this is all, don't even get the graphics. The hardest chess puzzle. White to move and mate in 6. Can you tell what is so unusual about this puzzle? I bet you it's the direction of the pawns. So we don't even know which way white and black are facing. It's kind of confusing. So I don't even know if I want to mess with that one. Where were we looking at? What was the other window? We had mystery, these guys. Caretaker, waitress, and chef murder mystery. A woman has been found on the bathroom floor with 3 people near her body: the caretaker, the waitress, the chef. All 3 are holding weapons that could have been used for murder. The chef has knives and is covered in blood. The caretaker has a rope, and the waitress has a gun. However, the woman was killed by only one of them. Who might that be? um, my first question, I think maybe that she got blasted by the girl with the gun and the blood splattered on the chef. And the caretaker with the rope, I don't even know what his deal is. Yeah, Space Monkey, why would she have a gun? Should we view the answer? We could go kind of fast on this one. Comics Bear says A. C looks the craziest. Looks insane. So we go by that. What are there any details? I don't know. Blam. What about rope? Woman has been found on the bathroom floor with 3 people near her body. All 3 are holding weapons that could have been used for murder. The chef has knives and is covered in blood. The caretaker rope waits as a gun. The woman was killed by only one of them. The rope. What does it even mean? I don't even know. I'm gonna read. What are you guys saying? Someone would have noticed the 2 men going in. Yeah, maybe that's something. No blood on or around the corpse means it's the rope. That's a good little piece of detective work there. I've been eating food for most of my life, but I still don't like the can shape. Are you talking as Scooby-Doo, Elmer? No, well, I've been reading the Defenders Epic Collection. Roy Thomas is a very stylish way he's writing, but it's entertaining and fun. I'd take a look. I've been reading a lot of comics lately. It's been pretty fun. It's mostly CG books, but just keeping up, reading like 2 or 3 issues a day, like 50, 60, 70 pages a day. Roy Thomas is an acquired taste. Now you got me curious too. I'm like, what does stylized style of writing mean? You know who has a kind of stylized way of writing is Brendan Swan. But I was thinking part of it is he can kind of write the fun manga style just straight up. And I think he can speak Japanese, like, so he just like knows it. So because he's almost raised with it or whatever. Um, so that's part of it. It feels like a really fun style though. But I hired him to write a script for me, and I'd love it so much. But I'm like, is it just? I'm like, for one, I just love it. No matter what, it's amazing. But I'm like, is this like a super visionary work, or is it just a really good manga script? And I don't know. Um, yeah. Yeah, well, it's yeah, like 3 issues a day or something. Yeah, you like half hour. I mean, you could blow through them. Maybe it's 40 minutes of reading. The past week or so, I've been doing that. Yeah, his books are the most manga feeling Western books I've ever read. I agree. Oh, Crystal McGee, you can speak Japanese. That's badass. Does it come in handy for stuff, Crystal? Some for Weebery? Watching Nightbreed? Nice. I know. I understand that reference. It's the guy who did what's it freaking called? Hellraiser, but it's his other movie from the 90s, I think. All right, I'm going to click on this, but so it's probably the rope because there's no blood on her, is what we're saying. But I also think it could be like somehow the gun shot it and it blasted her blood on him. So it could be B, but we'll say A. A, the caretaker. There was no blood, but the woman is dead. Her mouth and eyes are also open. She was put to death using a non-bleeding technique. The chef with the knives and razors with the gun couldn't have murdered the woman. Therefore, the murderer who used the rope to strangle the victim is the caretaker. Nice job, whoever said A. I remember who it all is. Space Monkey, you said B right at the very last second. You condemned yourself to being wrong for all eternity. Just like I almost did. I'm really glad I didn't. I was so leaning towards B. Maybe one more of these. Just seeing. I'm actually a little thirsty. I got water here. Got my big jug. I wonder if I'm onto something with brain teaser live streams. By the way, we passed 100 backers, so thank you everyone for backing Hotel Story. Super stoked. 100 backers day one is perfect. Very nice. And I'm sure we'll get a few overnight and we'll see where we're at, but it's a lot of fun. Space Monkey says this is fun. I agree. It is kind of fun. Yeah, this is that kind of decent entertainment for a live stream. Who is lying? Murderer brain teaser. On a Sunday, Wayne informed his brother Bruno and went trekking with his friend Rasmus. The cops discovered Wayne's body in the woods the following Saturday. Bruno claimed to have worked all week. Rasmus was found wandering around the highway. He said that he got lost in the woods right after they arrived and just found his way home. Look at the picture and guess who is lying. I've been working these last 7 days. I've been lost in the woods for 7 days. Who's lying? Informed his brother Bruno. I went trekking with Rasmus. Trekking is a funny word. Wayne's body in the woods 1 week later. He's like, I've been working the past week, so I couldn't have done it. Rasmus was found wandering around the highway. He said they got lost in the woods right after they arrived and just found his way home. Look at the picture and guess who is lying. This guy, he's got nicks on his shirt, like he's all scratched up in the woods. So I think he's lying. They both murdered him. I think the first guy's lying. One of them is a chick. Nobody works 7 days. Yeah, that's weird. And his shirt, it like has pine needles on it or something. Or he's like sweaty because he's been dragging a dead body around. Rasmus, but it's Bruno who's the brother who says he worked 7 days. So that's who I think's lying. I'm giving the chat just a second to guess. Comics Bear says green shirt is lying. Green shirt is sketchy because it isn't what the green shirt day, St. Peter's or whatever, St. Patrick. He looks kind of tired too. Of the two of them, the first guy has the more dead eyes and the more of like someone who just murdered someone. Danky says green shirt. Nowhere near dirty enough to be lost for a week. Yeah. But that would mean he's lying. But this guy, maybe he has been working because that's why his shirt's like wrinkled because he's been working. I don't know. Yeah. I've been lost in the woods for 7 days. I've been working for these last 7 days. They both sound ridiculous. What about the guy dying? It's like I don't know. He would have. Maybe it has to be green guy. Because if he would have killed him, I feel like he might have known. You know. Green shirt is talking with his mouth closed. That's definitely sketchy. Cool Teen says, "Oh, I got it. What do you got for us?" This puzzle was written by aliens. Working on killing. Blue guy looks like he's been staring at a monitor for a week. Yeah, so maybe he has been working. Nobody smiles by being lost in the woods. You guys have convinced me. I'm switching my guess to green guy. They were only lost 6 days, so he's lying. Oh, maybe that's it. Simple as that. But that's all green guy. So I guess green guy too. So I'm going to click it. I'm still reading a little bit of the chat. People are still putting stuff in. Okay, we're gonna view answer. Solution. Rasmus is lying. How can he be so well shaven after being alone in the woods for a week? Good job, chat. Detective work. See, that's good stuff. Now maybe if we can find one more chess one, and then we'll end the stream. We've got a few more backers. Thanks everyone. I think we're at 102 right now, which is nice. Yeah, let me see where chess. These ones were like too hard is the problem. We were looking at these, they're all like insane. Mate in the fourth. The first 4 moves played by white. See, like even doing that. If white gets mated in the 4th move, what could be the moves played by black? See, that's insane. See if there's any other window. Do I have any other windows with chess shit up? That might be it. Mystery puzzle. It's this one. Logic riddles. Maths, logic. There are these. How many colors? These were pretty good, but it was another hard one to find the frickin' the answer. Philosophical riddles for chess players. Oh, we did that one. White always wins. What about this one? Black or white? Black or white? 16 rooks. As you can see, 8 black rooks and 8 white rooks are set up on the chessboard. They have this position since a couple of years. The rooks cannot move or talk. I mean, they are rooks after all, right? But did you know that rooks are actually able to see, listen, and think? I was also a little surprised by this. As a matter of fact, each rook can see each other rook the whole time on the chessboard. A chess player wanted to find out how smart the rooks are. He went to the chessboard and announced the following to the rooks. I can see a white rook. Well, this might not have been the most amazing thing the rooks have ever heard, but when you understand that none of the rooks really know which color they are, the sentence has some major significance. The chess player continues, I have now connected my laptop and Fritz 17 with the chessboard, so you're able to communicate with the program. If you know for sure that you are a white rook, Fritz 17 enables you to move and capture a black rook on a horizontal row. But if you are a black rook instead of a white rook and try to make a move, all the rooks will be thrown into the chess box, ending this puzzle with every piece losing. Each night I will come back here at 7 p.m. and then you can either try to make a move or stay where you are. Understood? The question is now, when will the white rooks capture a black rook? Let's sum this riddle up. There are 16 rooks. Some are white and some are black, but no rook knows its own color. The rooks can't move or talk. The rooks can't listen, see, and think. The rooks can see all other rooks except themselves. All rooks know that the chess player can see a white rook, meaning one of them is white. Yeah. If a rook knows that it is a white rook, it can make a move to capture a black rook. And that's our question, I think, is when that happens, I guess. If a rook is not a white rook, but a black one, and it tries to move, the game ends and all lose. The chess player visits the chessboard every day at 7 p.m., giving the rooks a chance to make a move. There is no trickery involved, and you can really solve it in a logical way. Okay. When will the white rooks capture a black rook? So I don't know. I don't know. So they can each only see 15 rooks, but they can't talk. So each of them, the 8 white rooks would all see 8 black rooks and 7 white rooks. All black rooks would see 8 white rooks and 7 black rooks. And then they just don't know. So their question is like, am I a black or a white rook? But they don't know the information that there has to be 8 and 8. Like there could be 9 and 7. The rooks. How would you do it? I don't know. A logic thing. Let's look again at this thing. 16 rooks. Some right, some black. But no rook knows his own color. Cannot talk. But they can listen, see, and think. By listening, they hear him say he can see a white rook. The rooks can see all of the rooks except themselves. They know. Let me see what you guys are saying. Nothing close to that I've ever seen in chess. This riddle's a metaphor. Chess is stupid. Flip the table over. We're losing a few viewers. This one is too intense. So they know there's one white. It's like I think, therefore I am. Yeah. What could you say? Like, he says, I see a white rook. Let's look at this. Scroll down a little bit again. Chessboard. Communicate. If you know for sure that you are a white rook, enables you to move and capture a black rook on a horizontal row. If you're a black rook instead of a white one, and try to make a move, all the rooks will be thrown in chess box. Can you try to make a move? When will the right rooks capture a black? Does it mean like the first or second or third night there's like a difference? What do you see? Like the chess, he comes every day at 7 p.m. All rooks know chess player can see a white rook. The rooks can listen, see, and think. move or talk. That's funny. When the player chooses to. There are more important things to think about, Effin says. Click agree and continue. All right, fine. I kind of am like, yeah, what you would be like when he says, I can see a white rook. I don't know what that clue means. The first night he comes back. Are any of you sure you're a white rook? The rooks cannot move or talk. Definitely has to be a very specific kind of logic puzzle for this to be the most fun. They have to be kind of fast and a little bit easier. This one is like insane. There are 16 rooks. So if you're a rook looking out and you see 8 black, 7 white, and you know the guy says, I see a white rook, and you're wondering what you could be, I don't get it. Like, is the answer just like the first night? One of the white rooks could be like, when will the white rooks capture a black rook? Well, maybe the answer is never. You can solve it with logic. So the first night he comes back, I can see a white rook. And he says, do you guys want to? The rook's a chance to make a move if they want. I can see a white rook. So they have like a 50-50 chance about if he can see a white rook. Black. If you're white. Okay, what about this? He says, if it's a white rook, it can make a move to capture a black rook. So are there any whites that can't capture a black? Like, so this guy's white, he would capture this one. This guy's white, he could capture this one or this one. This guy's white, he captured this one or this one. This one, or this one. So his options to capture are 2 blacks. White, 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 2 blacks. And then to the blacks, I don't know, they could capture 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. But this one gets captured by 2 different blacks. Does that mean something? So like if a black got it wrong, they could both try and get that guy. Is that true with the whites? Bam, bam. That's, yeah, well, that's that. Those can both go. Can only capture horizontally. Oh, well, that's an interesting detail. So yeah, what's that say? On a horizontal row. Okay. So white can kick him, get 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 him, and then vice versa. Oh, well, shit. A lot of the blacks would know, like if you're a black, you only see white. So you can't even move to capture a black on a horizontal row. None of them can. So, and they would know that. They would know. I don't know if I'm white or black, but I do know that I can't even move to capture on a horizontal row. Therefore, I bet I am black. So all the blacks would know they're black. But then I don't know if the whites would know that they're white. Yeah, because there's only one horizontal too, so they might have to know also. So maybe that's sort of an answer. So how would we even say that? It's that if you're white, you don't even need to worry too much about the whole board. You just need to worry about who's on your horizontal row. And you're looking at one black dude, one black rook. And if you're white, you get to move and attack him. And how you would prove that you're, I don't know how the clue of the person saying that they see a white rook. It would mean, because they could all in unison be worried that they're also a black rook. But the fact that the guy says he can see one white rook, okay, I got it. I think we solved it. So check this out. This is cool. So you can actually see white, black. On every row is white, black, white, black, white, black, white, black, white, black, which means that the prophecy can be fulfilled, that a white could say that it's white, and then, wait, shit, am I getting this? Maybe I haven't solved it yet. It could say that it's white, be correct, and then kill the black. So all that could happen. But your row is the only row that you don't know if that could happen. And you're worried that you're black, that you'd be the one row that has two black rooks, because you could see that black rook, but you don't know what you are. And then, so I was gonna say the person saying they can see a white rook means that they're talking about you, but I didn't quite connect that yet. I didn't get that. MJ knew the answer. Did MJ, someone comment further up? Oh, dude, Cool Teen might be getting something here. Yeah, because you could like rule it out or something. So, but what was the question? It says, when will the white rooks capture a black rook? When can they be sure? So each night at 7, yeah, you see eight black rooks and 8 white rooks are set up on a chessboard. They have this position for a couple years. The rooks cannot move or talk. Blah blah blah. This is chess players. Wait, what does he say? He went to the chessboard and announced the following to the rooks. I can see a white rook. This might have been the most amazing thing rooks have heard. Sentence of some major significance. I've now connected my laptop. Each night I'll come back here at 7 p.m. or stay where you are. When yeah, so Cool Teen was maybe onto something. So it'd be like he comes back, he gives you a chance, and then what you like know, but you could maybe just do that all in a row or whatever. But if you scratch out one or something, you're like, we know that these ones like cancel each other out and whatever. That's not the right word, but you see all the pairs. And if you're immediately you're the only pair that you can't confirm, at what point can you confirm it? He says, I see a white rook, black. You know there are 7 white rooks, 9 black rooks. You know every white rook. You know this could be sort of the answer is like, you know every white rook has a chance to kill a horizontal black rook. And then you know all these fulfill that except for you're not sure. But because he says that I think he kind of says that all white rooks can, sort of. Because if you're black, you wouldn't even want to kill another black rook. It's only saying if you're a black rook that thinks you're a white rook. Oh, hurts my head. What are you guys saying? I feel like we like sort of might have solved it, but we haven't said it right yet. Kind of. Never mind, he says. Mm-hmm. Oh, MJ said it doesn't matter if you're black or white. Yeah. Yeah. So, like, if the answer is just potentially every white rook should pair with at least one black rook horizontally that it could kill if it was in fact white. It seems like that's true. They're kind of saying that. And you can, if you're a white rook looking out at the board, you can confirm that about every pair except for yourself. So you're looking at one black rook. And then you would just know at that point that you have to be white because it couldn't be 2 black rooks. Because then it wouldn't fulfill this like prophecy that. So let's see if that sort of fits with what it says here. If a rook knows that it is a white rook, it can make a move to capture a black rook. If a rook is not a white rook but a black one and it tries to move, the game ends and all lose. So if you were like a black rook looking at a white rook, you wouldn't move to attack it because that's not even part of what you can do. So you would check your row, see if there's a black rook that can even be attacked. Then you have to guess if you're white or black. But you could be the last row where there's just double black. But everyone else would be able to confirm to you that you're not like that, but they can't talk to you. Just the fact that everyone knows that everyone else is good to go, but they don't know about themselves. I guess I'm about to just wait. Are we getting any? We've sold a couple comics. How do we solve this? So if you're a rook that can't talk or move, and you get a knight to do something, you're worried that, yeah, maybe it is like Colt. I feel like Colteen said you wait like it's like 8 days. So like on the first day, like, but how you would communicate that, I don't know. And then on the last one, you'd know it'd be cool. What if it could be like every rook is scared that they might be a black rook, but if that were true, then all the rooks would be black. So they have to know that at least one rook is white because they said that. But you can literally see all the white rooks too. If you're worried you're a black rook, you know he's worried could be a black rook. If every rook knows every other rook is worried that it might be a black rook. Um, Day one, black rook makes a move and ruins it for everyone. Yeah, I feel like the black rooks all know not to move because they can't fulfill the prophecy. They don't even have a target. So only the white rooks, they all at least have a target, and then they would have to worry if they're a black rook or not. Yeah, what does that mean? Leroy Jenkins, the black rook. It hasn't come for chess yet, the woke stuff. Maybe it will. They'll change the language for chess. That's crazy. I could see that happening. But now you know what's a problem too? I don't even know how we find the answer. I guess it's on Logic Riddles 3. So I actually maybe can figure it out. Because that's the solution to the previous weeks. Every day at 7 p.m., giving the rooks a chance to make a move. I see a white. They don't know what color they are. Well, let's just see what they say. It'll say something kind of close to what we're saying, but it'll say it better. 3, I think 3 might give the answer. The slowest knight. Slowest knight wins. See, those are fun. We'll do another one of these sometime. The black or white solution. Thank you again for the strong participation in this last logic riddle for chess players. The solution has left some space to be debated, but I personally think it is very logical after all. The original question, when will the right rooks capture a black rook, is a bit thin, I agree. Nonetheless, some people could find the solution anyway. Dumbing the question down to find the answer is key. Instead of thinking about 16 rooks, try to make it the least possible amount, which would be 2. So we did that. If there had been only 2 rooks, one black and one white, the solution would be pretty straightforward, with the white rook knowing that there can only be one right rook for sure, so he would capture the black rook in the first evening. There can neither be 2 black rooks because the chess player sees a white rook. So the 2 white rooks, because they wouldn't be able to fulfill the task. Yeah, fulfill the prophecy is what I was saying, of capturing a black rook. We can have the same logic working for the 4 rooks and carry on with the same pattern. If 2 of the 4 rooks were white, they would wait 2 days. What does this mean? Same for 4 rooks to carry on with the same pattern. they would have to wait 2 days. Spinning this up to 16 rooks on the chessboard gives a solution. Which one of our readers found? The 7th day, every white rook would know that they are a white rook, as no one else has spoken on the 7th day at 7 p.m. So on the 8th day at 7 p.m., any white rook can make a move and capture a black rook. See, that's cool, but I'm still a little confused. Like, how does just being silent confirm that you're like, I kind of want to go back now and look at the board. So if you stay silent 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, 4 day, 5 day, 6 day, 7 day, and then on the 8th day. Okay, so this is still weird because how I don't get how they would communicate. This does confuse me, but what they're saying is this black rook. Okay, no. This is cool actually. Okay, this is cool. Damn, this is crazy though. I don't know how we would have ever gotten this. But every black rook or every white rook, they might be white or they might be black. So they have to assume they're black on the first night because otherwise they'll just F it up and they would lose forever. So on the first night, same. On the second night, same thing. They just assume they're black. Each rook, third night, they still have to assume they're black. Fourth night, fifth night, sixth night, seventh night, they still assume they're black. But on the eighth night, they know there's at least one white piece. So at that point, they know they can assume that they're white, I think. But that still confuses me. Because then would they all just assume? It's like, I don't know. Yeah, what is? I kind of want to freaking fully understand this before I turn off the stream. 26 people watching. What do we got for we're selling comics, people. Thank you everyone for hanging out and back in Hotel Story. Super awesome comic. Well, we try to solve this crazy chess puzzle, which we've already solved, but now I'm just trying to understand the solution. So, I think it's like if you get to the 8th day, you would be assuming that so if you're say you're this white, say you're this white rook and 7 times, oh yeah, and you can see, okay, shit, it's like freaking, so that these are all white rooks. You're the one who thinks you're black. So you have to keep assuming you're black. Well, but then when you say they know there's one white, nope, I'm still freaking confused. So Sukiyalt Inon says, you're on the board and still there. Yeah. What is it? It's like, it is like you have to assume that you're black 7 times. Each rook would do that, I guess. But I kind of don't get this. Then on the 8th time, you would know you're white. Because the guy said he saw, there would have to be one assumption of white. If you've assumed black, you assume black 8 out of 8 times, that means there's no white even represented. So then the white he saw, you just have to, there's at least one white. So you'd be the last guy and you would. But they're saying each one would be doing that and just thinking they're the last one, which kind of doesn't make sense because you can see all of them. There's 7 whites. You know that they're all assuming. Yeah, so I think this can work. You're looking at all your friends. You're looking at your 7 friends. You don't know what you are. They don't know what they are. And so on the first night, you and everyone else knows this, that they have to assume that they're black because otherwise you're just screwed. And that happens 7 times. But you all know that on the 8th time, you can assume that that would represent the one white that the guy saw. But then how you would know that is there for you, it means you're white. That kind of confuses me. It would be like, it's kind of like so if you're this guy on the first night, you're like, yep, well, you're like, well, everyone is crossing off one guy who he needs to assume he's black because that's the only way we'll solve this. And so you're like, everyone's doing that, and everyone would get back to them on the last one. And you're like, I can't also assume I'm black because that would be, yeah. Okay, so I do think this works. Because if there's 8 assumptions that you're black, that means there's no white pieces. So there just has to be one assumption that you're white. So you would do 7 black assumptions, and then by the 8th, you just know, well, there has to be one white, so we'll just do that. And every night would be doing that individually in their head. Yeah, they said he hooks them up to a computer so they can communicate with him, I think. That was a weird part of it. But if they can see that there's one black and one white on each horizontal line, and on their horizontal line is a black, they would know they're white right away. That's only if they know there's 8 black and 8 white, because there could be 9 black and 7 white. They don't know that, I think. Wait, I think that's true. And then later on it is funny, like the other assumption is weird, is like, but they do like 7 assumptions of black, even though they can see. Sucker chart says, I thought they can't see. They can see, yeah. That is stupid. The puzzle is so far on the spectrum. Dustin Hoffman playing a black rook in his next movie. Yeah, I know. That's kind of it. That was tough. Cool Teen sort of got the cool concept, though, that it's something like, I think he said the 16th night, but it's actually the 8th, I guess. Yep. Well, I wonder if we can look at the campaign. Let me see here. Is it up one of these? I don't know if I have it open. Let's see if I can open up here. Boom. 104 backers, past 6,000. Pretty sweet. Good first day. Thanks, everyone. And yeah, this one will be open 4 months, so longer than I have been doing. Maybe longer than ever almost. But I really want just people to have a chance to back it, because I've been doing kind of fast campaigns. And I'm like, this is a full 120-page book. This is a big narwhal release. So we want as many people reading it as possible. And it's a lot of fun. It's a great book. I'm really, really excited to get it out, get people to read it and stuff. I think this one, I kind of mentioned, but this one has the highest probability of maybe like making me and Jared millionaires or something. It could be a movie, it could be animated, it could be like a video game. It's a really fun IP, fun, simple, cool story. But it's cool because it's 300 pages. This part one is 120 pages, but just covering one night, just one night of fun, a horror romp, kind of fun survival action, characters, magic, all that gore, that kind of stuff. Road to 100K. I still haven't cracked 100K on any individual campaign. Earthbound 2 got to 80, just squeaked past 80, which was that was like the glory days of CG kind of. But that was awesome, obviously, and that's what enabled me to invest back into comics with a lot of these books. But I think like Cerberus Part 2 has a chance. Hotel Story Part 2 might have a chance. Usually it's a Part 2 because then you're selling parts 1 and 2, you know what I mean? So we'll see. It might come up. But it's an interesting factoid too, is I think even though I haven't hit 100K on any individual campaign, I've done multiple that are quite high and they just all add up. So if you include Narzac, I'm over 500K raised total. Without Narzac, I'm in the 300s, I think, something like that. So been doing business and selling books, turning tricks, shit like that. It's a bargain trick question. Special Halloween trailer. Yeah, maybe we could do something. It does suit Halloween. Yeah, so I hope people back it for Halloween purposes. Any new Narzacs? We have an idea and we want to do it next year. So yeah, we're kind of figuring that out. But definitely we do want to get a little something going. Yep. Well, thanks everyone for hanging out. That was a fun. I didn't stream ended up going almost 2.5 hours because I guess doing the logic puzzles is actually kind of fun. So I might do that again sometime. But yeah, everyone, thank you so much. And yeah, tweet it out, let people know it's a possibility. Spread the word of wall. That's what I've been saying. The word of wall. And that lets people know. Get on board. This is a good one too if you're a first narwhal backer. This is a good one. But yeah. All right, everyone. Have a good night and I'll catch you guys later.